So what do you mean by method? Method is a block of statements which will get executed whenever it's called or invoked. So methods are mainly used to perform some operation. There is a one syntax to declare the method, right? What is the syntax to declare the method? Access specifier, modifier, return type, method name and arguments. Open the curly braces and close the curly braces. So when to go for method with parameter? Whenever we need to assign or pass the values to another method. Okay, for example, if you want to pass some values to another method means, then we go for method with parameter. Okay, next concept, take down the heading, method with return type. Method with return type. So when to go for method with return type means, for example, I will perform some operation in one method. Okay, if you don't want to use the result into that particular method, if you want to use the result into some other method means, then we go for method with return type. Okay, so assume, what is syntax to declare the class? Class name. So here let me take class name as PhonePe. Open and close. Okay, so we have one syntax to declare the method, right? What is the syntax to declare the method? Access specifier, modifier, return type, method name, arguments. Now we have one main method. What is the syntax? Public static void main string array args. Open, close. So here I will declare one method, default access specifier means without any keyword. Okay, so here default access specifier is present, modifier is static, return type is void, method name is, let me take method name as add. Okay, open the curly braces and close the curly braces. Okay, so how to call this method? By using method name. What is the method name over here? Add is a method name, so use method name as add. Okay, so here I am calling the method. So when you will call this method, your controller will go to the add method. Okay, so here I will perform an operation like int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20, int c equals to a plus b. Now inside A what is present? 10 will be present. Inside B what is present? 20 will be present. A plus B, 10 plus 20 equals to 30. 30 will be present inside the, store it inside the variable C. Now when you will print C, what is the output? 30 is the output. So for example, I don't want to print the result in this method. Okay, so I want to return these values into some other methods means, just return the values by using return keyword. So return C. So void cannot return any values, right? So here I am returning the value, integer value. Okay, inside C what is present? 30. 30 is a integer value, right? So void cannot return any value. If you want to return integer values means, change the return type as int. If you want to return character values means, change the return type as char. If you want to return the string values means, change the return type as string. If you want to return boolean values means, change the return type as boolean. Okay, so now here the return type is, what is the return type? Int is the return type. Okay, so when you will call this method, so how the method will get executed means, so JVM will enter into the main method, your controller will go inside the main method. Inside the main method I am calling which method? Add method. Add is a one of the method means, methods will get executed whenever it's called or invoked. Here I am calling which method? Add method. So when you will call this method, your controller will go to the add method. So 10 will be stored inside the variable A, 20 will be stored inside the variable B, data type is int, and A plus B, 10 plus 20 equals to 30. 30 will be present inside the variable C of data type integer. Okay, here instead of printing the value, I am returning the value. Okay, so here I am returning the value is C is the value. So C is a variable. Inside C what is present? 30 is present. Okay, return type is int. If in case char means, return type is char. Okay, now when you will return the values, your controller will come back to the main method along with the value C. Now inside add, what is present? 30. C is present, right? So equals operator present means equals operator always works from right to left. Now I'll store this value into one variable x. Okay, of which data type? Integer data type. Here we need to declare the data type. Now when you will print x, what is the output? 30 is the output. Clear? See. So here first declare class method with return type, right? So method with return type. So what is syntax to declare the class? Class access specifier is public or default, and class is a keyword, and class name is here. Good is a class name. So we have one main method, right? main shortcut enter. So we have one syntax to declare the method, right? What is the syntax to declare the method? Access specifier, modifier, return type, method name and arguments. Okay, here access specifier, if you declare with the keyword public, it is a public. If you declare with the keyword private, it is a private. Protected means protected without any keyword means default access specifier is present. Modifier is static. Okay, return type is void. Method name is add. Open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Open, close. Okay. Now here I will perform an operation. Int a equals to 10. Int b equals to 20. Int c equals to a plus b. Okay. Now you will print C. Okay. So now here you will call add method. What is the output? What is the output? 30 is the output. Instead of printing the variable C, here I will return C. Okay. Based on the value, we need to change the return type. Return type is here int, because inside C what is present? Integer is present, right? So see, when you will return the value, your controller will come back to the main method. So when you will call this method, your controller will go to the add method. It will execute all the statement. After returning the value, your controller will come back to the main method along with the value C. Now inside add, what is present? What is present? 30 is present, right? Let me check once whether it is present or not. So print, you will print add method directly. Okay, inside C 30 present, right? So just directly will print the value. So here I will give one statement. Addition of two numbers. Okay. So equals to how much? 30 is the output. Or else comment here. Call this method, store this value into one variable x. Okay, here data type is integer. Now system.out.println x. What is the output? 30 is the output. If you want to mention like this statement means, you can mention here also. Addition of two numbers. Okay, what is the output? 30 is the output. This is how we will return the values from one method to another method. Okay. Suppose we have one more method. Okay. Public static void cool. Okay. Public static void cool. Open and close the curly braces. See, there are two types. One is store the values and return the variables, or else you will directly return the values. Directly return the values. Here I will directly return the values. Inside double quotes I will return one value. Good afternoon. Okay, here I am returning the value. Good afternoon is a string. We need to change the return type as so here the return type is string. Cool. Okay. Now We'll execute. What is the output? 30 is the only output. Why? We didn't call it this school method, right? Just call this school method. So you can call this school method inside the add method. Okay, you can call this school method inside the add method. How to call this school method? Cool. Okay, here I am calling the method, right? So how it will execute means, first your controller will go to the add method. Okay, so 10 will be present inside the variable A, 20 will be present inside the variable B, A plus B, 10 plus 20 is the 30, 30 will get stored inside the variable C. Okay, next I am calling which method? Cool method. So your controller will go to the cool method. Here I am returning the value good afternoon, right? When you will return the value, your controller will come back to the add method. Okay, because here I am calling cool method, right? So here only it will come back to the value. Okay, store this value into one variable. Okay, inside cool, what is present? Good afternoon is present, right? Because here I am returning the value. When you will return the value, your values will be returned into the same method. Okay, now X or Y. Let me take Y. Okay, so data type is string is the data type. Now here I will print. Okay, what is Y? Inside Y, what is present? So here we will get good afternoon. Okay, so now we'll execute. What is the output? Good afternoon. Addition of two numbers is 30. Or else you can call this method, cool method, in main method also. No problem, as your wish. According to your requirement, you can call in any methods. Clear? Take on this example like this. So here I'll declare one method. Okay, so you can take any method name. So here I will take default access specifier, modifier is static, return type is void, method name is cool. Okay, so open, close. Here I will take one more method, public static void add. Okay, open, close. So how to call these methods? Method name, by using method name. So here I will call this method cool method, along with I am passing the values. How to pass the values? Inside the parenthesis we need to pass the values to another method, right? So here I will pass one value, character A, comma, name. Okay, name, A and name. So receive it inside the, or else here I will pass, instead of name I will pass name, Tommy. Okay, so receive it inside the which method? We need to receive the values into which method? Cool method. Why? Because here I am passing the values to which method? Cool method. We need to receive the values inside the parenthesis. So here cat x comma string y. Inside x what is present? Inside y what is present? Comma is present. Now I will print system.out.println x. Okay, and system.out.println y. What is the output? So here you will get A, here you will get Tommy is the output. Now let me check once. So A and Tommy is the output, and I will call this add method. Okay, and I am passing two values, 10 comma 20. Here I am passing the values to which method? Add method. Receive it inside the int A comma int B. Okay, int A comma int B. Now by using these two variables I will perform an operation like addition operation. Int C equals to A plus B. Now when you will print C, what is the output? 30 is the output, right? So A Tommy and 30 is the output. So instead of calling add method inside the main method, I will call this add method inside the which method? Cool method. So here I am calling the method, along with I am passing the values, right? Here I am passing the values to which method? Add method, right? See, Inside the main method, I am calling cool method. So your JVM will enter into the main method. Your controller will go inside the main method. Inside the main method, I am calling which method? Cool method. Along with I am passing two values. One is A, second one is Tommy. So it will go to the cool method, receive it inside the variable X and variable Y. Variable X, what is present? A is present. Inside variable Y, what is present? Tommy is present. Now inside X, when you will print X, what is the output? A is the output. When you will print Y, what is the output? Tommy is the output. Along with inside the cool method, I am calling which method? Add method. Along with I am passing two values, right? 10, 20. So these two values will go to the add method. Your controller will directly go to the add method along with the values 10, 20. Inside A, what is present? Inside A, what is present? 10 is present. Inside B, 20 is present. By using these two variables, 10 plus 20, 30. 30 will get stored inside the C. Okay, I am printing the variable C. When you will print the variable C, what is the output? 30 is the output. So instead of printing this variable, I will return this variable. Return C. Okay, you can return A also, you can return B also, you can return any values. Not only C, you can return any values according to your requirement. Here I am returning the value C. Return type is int. We need to change the return type int. Okay, so now you can print this complete statement with inside the printing statement, or else you will store this value, because add 10, 20 inside this add 10, 20, what is present? 30 means C is present. So store this value into one variable Z, okay, of integer data type. Now when you will print Z, what is the output? 30 is the output. Clear? This is how we will pass the values and return the values in single program. Clear? Clear this program? So static. What do you mean by static? Means any member of the class which is declared with the keyword static. Okay, any member of the class which is declared with the keyword static is called as static member of the class. So in class we have three members are present. How many members present? Three members. Variables, second one is methods, third one is constructor. Okay, variables, methods and constructors. So variable can be declared as static and non-static, method can be declared as static and non-static, and constructor is always non-static. Okay, so what do you mean by static? Any member of the class. Okay, either variable, either methods. Non-static, constructor is always non-static. So either method, either variables which is declared with the keyword static. Means global variable can be declared as static and non-static, right? But local variable we cannot declare as static and non-static. So for example, static int A equals to 10, static char B equals to A. Okay, so like this you will declare any variable which is declared with the keyword static is called as static variable. Okay, how to declare methods, static methods? Here also, how to declare? Access specifier is public, modifier is static, return type is void, method name is add. Okay, next private, static, void, add. Next protected, static, void, add. Next default, static, void, add. If you declare with the keyword static is called as static method. Okay, static is one of the keyword. If you declare with the keyword static means it is a static method. If it is a method means it is static method. If it is a variable means static variable. Okay, next. All the static members will get stored inside the static pool area. Okay, and static is single copy. Later I will explain why static is single copy. What do you mean by static pool area? Later I will explain. Okay, next. Static is always associated with the class. Static is always associated with the class, and whenever Okay, whenever we want to access static members from one class to another class, whenever we want to access static members from one class to another class, so we should use syntax called class name dot method name. Okay, class name dot method name or class name dot variable name, class name dot method name or class name dot variable name. Okay, so till now we have seen only one single class, right? So suppose we'll be having a number of classes. Okay, we'll be having a number of classes. I want to access all the static members. Static members means if you declare with the keyword static, it is static variable or static methods. Okay, I want to access static members, all the static members from one class to another class. We have one syntax that is called as class name dot method name. If it is a method means class name dot method name. If it is a variable means class name dot variable name. Okay, so assume there is a one class called class weather. Okay, open, close. We have one more class, class cool. Open, close. Okay, we have one class that is called as main class. Open, close. Okay, so each and every class will generate dot class file. You know dot class file. Dot class file means is in the form of bytecode format or intermediate code. So each and every class will generate dot class file. Okay, but where your main method will be present, that class name should be your file name. Clear? So here we have one class weather, we have one class cool, and we have one more class that is called as main class. So in weather we have some variables and methods. So static int a equals to 100. Okay, public static void add open close. So int a equals to 100, int b equals to 200, int c equals to a plus b sop c. Okay, so in cool class also we have one method and we have one variable, static string a equals to name. Okay, next here we have one method, static void cool sop weather is cool. Weather is cool. So inside the main class we have one method, public static void main string array args. Okay, so your Java execution always starts from main method. Your main method will be present in which class? Main class. Okay, so your cool and weather is a two different classes. Inside weather we have one variable, static variable, non static variable. Hey, static, right? If you declare with the keyword static, it is static variable, right? Without keyword means non-static. Static and non-static? Static. Next we have one method, static method and non-static method. Static method, right? Add is also one of the static method. In cool class we have one variable, static string a. Static variable, non-static variable. Next void cool. Cool is a static method, non-static method. Static method. So in cool class also static member is present, in weather class also static members is present, right? To access the static members from one class to another class, Java provides a syntax called class name dot method name or class name dot variable name. If it is a method means class name dot method name. If it is a variable means class name dot variable name. Okay, call this add method. How to call this add method? Class name dot method name, right? Syntax from one class to another class. Hey, add method will be present in weather class or main class? Weather class. We need to access from one class to another class, right? So you can access by using class name weather dot which method? Add method. Next, we need to access this variable A. Okay. So directly SOP weather dot variable A. Now we need to access this cool and variable A. How to access? Cool dot cool method. Oh, don't use this cool. Okay, you can use cooler. Okay, cool dot cooler. Okay, next SOP cool dot class name is cool, right? Cool dot yeah. This is how we can access the variables and methods which will be present in different classes. Okay, so your JVM will enter into the main method, your controller will go inside the main method. Add is a method. Add method will be present inside. Dot indicates inside. Okay, inside which class? Weather class. Your controller will go to the weather class. In that add method, it will execute all the statements. What is the output? 300 is the output. So your first output is 300. Okay, after execution again it will come back to the main method. In second statement we are calling which variable? Variable A, right? A means 100. So A is present inside the weather class. Next, here I am calling cooler method. Cooler method will be present in which class? Cool class. Your controller will go to the cool class. In that cooler method it will execute the statement weather is cool. Okay, after execution again it will come back to the main method. Again I am calling variable A. What is the output? Name is the output. Clear? So observe. So let me take class name as so here weather. Here we have one more class that is cool. So in weather we have one variable static int A equals to 100. Okay. So static void. Let me take add or cool anything finish. Okay. Next. So access specifier is public, modifier is static, return type is void, method name is hot. Okay. So now here system.out.println weather is cool. Next system.out.println weather is hot. Weather is cool and weather is hot. In cool class we have some variables static, local variable or global variable. Global variable. Global variable only we can declare static and non-static, right? Global variable we cannot declare. So local variable we cannot declare as static and non-static. So here I will declare static void add open close static void sub open close. So here how to call these methods? So inside the main class we need to call all the members. So here we have total three classes. One is weather, second one is school, third one is main class. Okay, so here I will print 10 plus 20. Next here I will print 20 minus 10. Okay, so here I will call first weather class members. Okay, in weather class we have two members. One is variable a, second one is school method and heart method. Okay, so here how to call this method? Weather dot, so access school method, and next weather dot access heart method, and we have one more variable, right? So weather dot variable name. Okay, so here I am accessing all the static members which is present in weather class. Right, now we need to access cool class properties, right? Cool dot add, next cool dot sub, next will print cool dot name is the variable. Now what is the output? So weather is cool, weather is hot, 100 and 30, 10. Ashok is the output. Okay, this is how we can access our static members from one class to another class. Clear? So here I am calling just cool method. Okay, here I am calling cool method by using class name dot method name. So your controller will go to the cool method. Okay, inside the cool method I will call heart method. Okay, inside the cool method I will call heart method. Heart method will be present in which class? Weather class. No, directly we can access using method name. So here you can access by using method name heart. Okay, and you can access the variable like system.out.println weather dot variable name is here. Okay, same here also. Here I will call add method. Okay, here I will call add method. Inside add method I will call sub method. Inside the add method I will call sub method. Sub method will be present in cool class. No, it will be present in same class. So you can access directly sub. Okay, what is the output? We'll get same output. Okay, so here first it will go to the cool method. Inside the cool method I am calling heart method. It will execute the heart method also. After that again it will come back to the main method. I am calling the variable a. When you will call variable a, what is the output? 100 is the output. Next statement it will print dot dot dot, and next I am calling which method? Add method, which will be present in which class? Cool class. Which will be present in which class? Cool class. Here from add method to I will call sub method. Sub method is also present in same class, so you can access directly, or else you can access by using class name dot method name inside the same class also, because static is always associated with the class. Static is always associated with the class. Now what is the output? You will get same output. Clear? Fine. Now how to pass the values from one class to another class? Okay, how to pass the values from one class to another class? Let me declare different methods. Just a second. Okay, so in weather class, we have one method like static, access specifier is default, modifier is static, return type is void, method name is, let me take method name as add. Okay, next here static, default access specifier, void, circle. Okay, circle. Next open, close. Here we have one more method in cool class, public static void sub. Okay, next here we have one variable string static string a equals to water. Okay, so we have two methods, add and circle, which will be present in which class? Weather class. Okay, we have one variable and one method, sub method, which will be present in which class? Cool class. So in main class we have one main method. Okay, now I will call the add method. How to call this add method? Class name dot method name, right? Because add method will be present in which class? Weather class. Okay, to access from static members from one class to another class, Java provides a syntax called class name dot method name. If it is a method means class name dot method name. If it is a variable means class name dot variable name. So here the class name is weather. So call this method weather dot add method. Along with I will pass two values 10 comma 20. Here I am passing the values to which method? Add method. When you will pass the values, your controller will go to the add method along with the values 10 comma 20. Receive it inside the circle method or add method? Add method. So here int a comma int b. Okay, now by using these two variables I will perform an operation a plus b. Directly I will print a plus b. Okay, inside here what is present? Inside b what is present? Okay, here I will print like addition of two numbers, addition of two variables or numbers. Okay, here give some space. Next, what is the output now? What is the output? Addition of two numbers 10 comma 20. Why? It will be concatenated. So write it inside the where, and this is Bodmas rule applied. It will be applicable for Bodmas rule. Okay, string plus integer, it will be concatenated. So now we'll get output as addition of two numbers is 30. Addition of two variables 30. Clear? Next, circle. How to call this circle method? Inside the main method, weather dot circle. Okay, along with I will pass two values. One is pi value, second one is r value. Pi r square formula, right? So here 3.142 comma r value 5. Okay, so 3.142 is the double value, right? Receive it inside the circle method. Receive it inside the circle method double. Okay, pi comma int r. Now here double area equals to pi into r into r. Pi value is 32, r value 5 into 5. Okay, 3.42 into 5 into 5. Now when you will print area of circle, area of circle plus give some space plus will print now variable area. What is the output? 78.55. Area of circle 78.55. Clear? Next, pass the values to sub method. How to call this sub method? How to call this sub method? Cool dot sub, right? Okay, cool dot sub. Along with I am passing two values 30 comma 10. Okay, I am passing the values to which method? Receive it inside the int x comma int y. Okay, now here I will print x plus or x minus y. Now what is the output? Your output is 20. Inside x 30 is present, right? Here I am passing the values to which method? Sub method. Inside x what is present? 30. Inside y what is present? 10. Okay. 30 minus 10? 20. So when you will print x minus y, what is the output? 20 is the output. 30 minus 10. Total 20. 20 is the output. Now we need to access this variable, right? Water. Water variable A is present in which class? Cool class, right? So cool dot variable A. Now what is the output? Water is the output. Okay, this is how we will pass the values from one class to another class. This is how we will pass the values to one class to another class. Clear? How to call this add method? Weather dot add. Why weather? Weather is a class name because our add method will be, add is a one of the static member, right? Okay. Add method will be present in which class? Weather. So weather dot add. Okay. Here I am passing two values 10 comma 20 to which method? Add method. Receive it inside the add method int x comma int y. Okay. Now inside x what is present? 10. Inside y what is present? So x plus y. Inside z what is present? 30 is present. So now I will return 30. Return z. Okay. When you will return the value, we need to change the return type as inta, byta, shorta, floata, double'a, int. Okay, return type is int. Now here we need to store the value inside complete statement. What is present? Z is present, right? So because here I am calling the method, along with I am passing the values 10 comma 20. When you will pass the values, your controller will go to the add method along with the values 10 comma 20. Inside x 10 is present, inside y 20 is present. By using these two variables, here I will perform addition operation. 10 plus 20 is the 30. 30 will get stored inside the variable z of data type is integer. Here I am returning the value z. When you will return the value, we need to change the return type as int because here I am returning the value is integer, right? When you will return the value, your controller will come back to the main method along with the value z. Okay. Now inside this complete statement, z is present. Now I will print this statement within inside the printing statement. Now what is the output? Observe here. Here you will get 30 or else we will call this method weather dot add. So 10 comma 20 as it is, and store this value into one variable. Equals operator present means equals operator always works from right to left. Inside here what is present? A is present because here I am copying the value z value into another variable a. So now when you will print a, what is the output? You will get same output as 30. So here the output is 30. Okay, you can print this complete statement or else you can store the value into one variable and print this variable. Clear? Next, here I am calling circle method. So here I will call this circle method. How to call this circle method? Weather dot circle. Okay, weather dot circle. When you will call this method, your controller will go to the circle method. Here I am returning the value. So return. So directly will return one value, Tata, bye bye. Okay. So here I am returning the value, right? We need to change the return type as string. Okay. When you will return the values, your controller will come back to the main method along with the value. Store this value into one variable or else you can directly print this statement. will get output as Tata bye bye, or else you will store the value into one variable. Here I will store this value into one variable B of which data type? String data type. Okay. Now when you will print y, what is the when you will print B, what is the output? You will get the output as Tata bye bye. Clear? So or else you can call this weather dot circle method into the add method. Clear? Any doubts? Global variable can be declared as static and non-static. So you know, like already static. What do you mean by static? Any member of the class which is declared with the keyword static is called a static member of the class. Static is single copy. All the static members will get stored inside the static pool area. Static is always associated with the class. Whenever we want to access static members from one class to another class, Java provides a syntax called class name dot method name and class name dot variable name. Means if you declare with the keyword static means then only it is static variables or static methods. Okay, and constructor is always non-static. Same here also. Non-static. What do you mean by non-static? Means any member of the class. Any member means in class 3 members are present, right? Variables, methods and constructors. Variables can be declared as static and non-static. Methods can be declared as static and non-static. And constructor is always non-static. Okay, if you declare without keyword any member of the class which is not declared with the keyword static is called as non-static member of the class. And non-static is always associated with the object. Okay, non-static is always associated with the object. So to create object, we have one syntax in Java. To create object, we have one syntax. What is the syntax to create object means? This is the syntax to create an object. New class name. This new class name is a syntax to create for object. Creation of object. Sir, what do you mean by new? What do you mean by class name? Means new is a keyword and operator. New is a keyword and operator which is used to create a random memory space into the heap memory. This new keyword will create one random memory space into the heap memory. I will explain what do you mean by heap memory, what do you mean by static pool area. Okay, later I'll explain, just wait a minute. Okay, so this mainly new keyword is used to create a random memory space into the heap memory. Okay, and class name is a constructor. This class name is a constructor which is used to, okay, which is used to initialize or feed all the non-static members into the heap memory, which is used to initialize or feed all the non-static members into the, means assign the all non-static members into the heap memory. This is the syntax to create object. What is the syntax? New class name, open and close parenthesis, semicolon. This is the syntax to create an object. Okay. So now next, non-static is multiple copies and all non-static members will get stored inside a heap memory. And whenever we want to access, okay, whenever we want to access non-static members into static context, whenever we want to access non-static members into static context, we should use syntax called object dot method name. Object means new class name dot method name, object dot variable name, or if it is a method means object dot method name, if it is a variable means object dot variable name. Object in the sense like new class name. Or we have one more way to access non-static members into static context, that is called as reference variable dot variable name, reference variable dot method name. Okay, so this is the syntax to access non-static members into static context. Clear? Okay, now first point, second point, third point. I'll explain these 2 points now. Okay, why static is single copy, why non-static is multiple copy, why what do you mean by static pool area, what do you mean by heap memory. Okay, I'll explain it now. So what is the syntax to declare the class? Class name. Perfect. So here class name, let me take class name as PhonePe. Okay, open, close. So public static void main string array args, open, close. Okay, so I'll give the difference between static members and non-static members. So here static int a equals to 10, it is a static variable. Non-static variable means int a equals to 10. How to declare non-static methods? So here for example public static void add, it is a static method. How to declare non-static method? Public void add, that's it. Okay, access specifier is same. You can take public or private or protected or default. But here the difference is, here we are using the keyword static, here we will not use any keyword static. Okay, without keyword static means it is a non-static. With keyword static means it is a static. Okay, fine. Now I'll explain. So let me take one method. Okay, how to declare method? Without keyword static. How to declare variable? Without keyword static. Now I will declare one variable first. Int a equals to 100. Int a equals to 100. Now here I will take one method. Static void cool. Static method, non-static method. Static method. Non-static method means without keyword. Void. Here access specifier is default. Modifier is non-static. Return type is void. Method name is, let me take method name as add. Open and close. So here I will take int a equals to 10, int b equals to 20, int c equals to a plus b, okay, and SOP c. Okay. Now, how many static members are present? How many non-static members are present? One static method is present, that is called as main method, right? Okay, so main method is always static. Okay, one static method is present, two non-static, one is non-static method, one is non-static variable is present in which class? PhonePe class, right? Yes or no? Now we need to access non-static members into static context, because your Java execution always starts from main method. Here the main method is static, right? So here we have one add method and one variable a is present, but these two are non-static members. We need to access this non-static members into static context. Yes or no? Okay. Now we have one syntax to access non-static members into static context. See, observe here. Whenever we want to access non-static members into static context, we should use syntax called object.method name or object.variable name. If it is a method means object.method name. If it is a variable means object.variable name. Or else we have one more syntax, reference variable.variable name, reference variable.method name. Now, what is the syntax to create object? We have one more syntax to create object. New class name is to create object. Okay, so here object dot method name, right? Object is new. How to create object? New class name. Class name is here PhonePe. So use PhonePe as class name dot. Okay, this complete is your object. Okay, this is your object dot method name. Here the method name is add is a method. Okay, so this dot indicates inside Okay, this add is a method name. Okay, this add is a method name. So add method will be present inside which class? PhonePay class. This new is a keyword. Okay, this new is a keyword. This PhonePay is a constructor. This PhonePay is a constructor. This add is a method. Okay, when you will call this method, your controller will go to the add method. It will execute all the statements. Okay, your output is 30 is the output. Now we need to access this variable, right? How to access this variable into main method? Object dot variable name. So directly inside the printing statement, because it's not a method, it's a variable, right? Directly we will print the variables. If it is a method means we can call them methods, but here variable, no, you can directly print the variables within inside the printing statement. So how to create object? New class name. Class name is PhonePay dot a is a variable. Clear? New PhonePay dot variable name A. Okay, A is present inside PhonePay class. Now I'll explain like what do you mean by static pool area, what do you mean by heap memory, everything I'll explain. So your JVM will enter into the main method, your controller will go inside the main method. Okay, inside the main method we have one statement like new PhonePay dot add, right? So before coming into the picture, okay, before JVM coming into the picture, so there is one concept called JVM memory. Okay, the first person, okay, JVM memory consists of first, okay, JVM memory consists of how many parts? 4 parts. One is stack is used for execution. Second is heap memory is used to store all the non-static members. And static pool area is used to store all the static members. And method area is used to store all the method bodies. The first person comes into the picture is class loader. Okay, class loader will load all the class members into the JVM memory. Okay, along with if any static blocks is present, means static blocks will get executed before the main method, and if any static members is present, means all the static members method declaration and variables will get stored inside the static pool area according to your program. Okay, here static member is only one method, right? Main method. So this static method declaration will get stored inside the static pool area, means public static void main. This is your declaration, right? Static method declaration. Not only main method, you will be having any static methods, means all the static method declarations will get stored inside the static pool area. If in case we will be having any variables, means variables also will get stored inside the static pool area. We will be having 1000 or n number of static members. All the static members will get stored inside the static pool area at one shot. That's why static is single copy. Okay, and next corresponding method body will get stored inside the method area. Main method body will get stored inside the method area. Main method declaration will get stored inside the static pool area. Okay, the second person comes into the picture is JVM. Okay, JVM will always search for main method declaration and main method definition, getting combined and give it to the stack. Stack is used for execution. So inside the main method we are calling which method? Add method, right? See here I am calling which method? Add method. So new will create a random memory space into the heap memory, and PhonePay will initialize all the non-static members. Int A and add is the non-static members, right? So int A and add will get stored inside the heap memory because non-static members, right? Non-static members will get stored inside the heap memory. Corresponding add method body will get stored inside the method area. So it will go to the add method, it will execute all the statement. Your output is what is the output? 30 is the output, right? Here I am calling which method? Add method. Again we have one more statement set. So here it will go to the add method, it will execute all the statements. Your output is 30. So again it will come back to the main method. Here I am calling which variable? Variable A, new will create again random memory space. Okay, when you will use new keyword, it will create again and again random memory space. It will take one fresh copy. That's why non-static is multiple copies. Okay, when you will use 100 times new keyword means 100 times it will consume memory. So it will create random memory space into the heap memory. That's why non-static is multiple copies. When you will create object, it will create one random memory space into the heap memory. Okay, here I am calling which variable? Variable A, new phone pay. Again this phone pay will initialize. Okay, here it will initialize all the non-static members. Here also again it will initialize all the non-static members. So again from here I am calling variable A. So now variable A is get executed. Your output is 100 is the output. This is how your non-static members will get executed. Clear? So let me explain on a small program. So assume there is a one class, like we'll take main class only. So how to declare non-static method? So int A equals to turn 100. Now here we have one method void add. Directly I will declare. Access specifier is default, modifier is non-static. So now here I am calling which method? Add method. Just call add method. How to call this add method? New phone main class dot add method. Call this add method. So now here you will perform any kind of operations. So int A equals to 10. Int B equals to 20 and int C equals to A plus B. Now you will print C. What is the output? Your output is 30 is the output. Now we need to access this variable, right? How to access this variable? System.out.println new main class dot A. Okay, now you can print this variable. What is the output? 100 is the output. Clear? This is your non-static calling method. So now parameters. How to pass the values? How to pass the values? Just here inside add method I will pass two values, 10 comma 20. So receive it inside the add method. Okay, int A comma int B. Okay, now inside A what is present? 10 is present. Inside B what is present? 20 is present. A plus B, 10 plus 20 equals to 30. So 30 will get stored inside the variable C. Okay, we'll take one more method. So void cool. Okay, so how to call this cool method? New main class, non-static method, right? Cool is also a non-static method. To access non-static members into static context, we should use syntax called object dot method name, object dot variable name. If it is a method means object dot method name. If it is a variable means object dot variable name. So here I will pass one value, whether is cool, receive it inside the cool method, because here I am passing the values to which method? Cool method. So string x. Now I will print system.out.println x. What is the output? Weather is cool. Clear? This is how we will pass the values from one class to another class. Clear? This is how we will pass the values from one method to another method. How we will return the values? How we will return the values? If you want to return some values, means how we will return the values? Just using return keyword, you can return the values. Now here I will return, instead of printing the statement, I will return C. Okay, return type is int. Here you can change the return type as int. Okay. So now store it inside the, when you will return the value, the controller will come back to the main method, right? Inside value, what is present? C is present, means 30 is present. So directly you can print this statement, or else, okay, directly you can print this statements, or else we will store this value into one variable, okay, z of int is a data type. Now we will print z. What is the output? 30 is the output. You can print like this also, or else you can store the value and you can print the variable. Clear? Any doubt? No, right?